Street Ale House. Welcome to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Coming up, 60 minutes of Mountaineer football conversation and your chance to hear from head coach Shawn Clark. Mountaineer Talk is brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Hey Mountaineers, Allen Tate Realtors is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Allen Tate today for all your real estate needs. Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. Now, to get things underway, here's the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Mountaineer Talk. We're back at River Street Ale House tonight in front of a great crowd. Thank you all for being here this evening. After a week off from the show due to the Thursday night game last week, we're excited to be back here with everybody in our normal Tuesday night slot. My name's Adam Witten, welcoming you to tonight's show. Head coach Shawn Clark will be joining us here in just a moment. It's also outside linebackers night. That's our position group. I guess outside linebackers / star position. We've got A.J. Howard joining the program, App State alumnus, as well as Andre Hamilton, who is one of the captains this year. He plays the star position, great contributor on special teams. He'll be joining us a little bit later on in the show. As always, if you want to be a part of the program, you can do so in a variety of ways. On Twitter, use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk. On email, mountaineertalk@gmail.com. The text line, 828-295-2063. And those of you watching along on our live stream on video, leave your questions in the comment section. We'll get to those in the second segment of the show tonight. Coach Clark's comments are brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. All right, Coach, it's been almost a week since last Thursday night. We know what happened in the home game against South Alabama. We know that the team has moved on, but we'll start things off by just punctuating that game, tying a bow around the narrative. What do you want people to know about what happened last Thursday night before we move on to other things?
Yeah, they watched the same game I did during the game, and then Friday and Saturday, and something we're not very proud of, but we have to own it. And the thing that stick out to me are the poor tackling on defense, and we couldn't move the ball on offense. And again, for the first 3 games, we had 26 missed tackles, and then that game was over 36 or 37 missed tackles. And when that happens with young people, sometimes you try to overcompensate, and instead of just doing your job, you're trying to fill holes, and that's all we want to do. But that doesn't always go on the defense. The offense has to do their part. And again, we have to be able to run the football. When we get in the red zone, we can't turn the football over. So again, the blame goes all the way around, and we understand that. But we had to put that to bed on Friday, and had a great Sunday practice and a great practice this afternoon. So again, we're not happy about it. But again, you better have a short memory and move on.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. Win or lose, we're moving on. And all our focus has been on Liberty since about 3 a.m. Friday morning.
Yeah. All right, so if you have questions about the South Alabama game, we will open it up to our audience as we normally do in the second segment of our show. But we want to talk about some things that the team has done since that Thursday night game, and moving on to, we're going to talk a lot about Liberty coming up on Saturday. First question I want to ask you is about this extra time that you've had. So you play the Thursday night game, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's a normal practice day, but on that Friday, Saturday, and this extra time that you had, how have you balanced recovery from playing 2 games in a short amount of time versus physicality to try to correct some of the things that you mentioned from last Thursday?
Well, we have to do both. Again, you play two games in a quick turnaround, and then we came in Friday and we put the tape to sleep. And then that was a big treatment day for our players, and we have some bangs and bruises right now, so we had to get those guys healthy. And then Saturday, they had the whole day off on Saturday. And then Sunday, because we have a little bit longer week now, we had a very physical practice on Sunday, and we had to get some things corrected on all 3 phases of the game, and it was a very physical, longer practice than what we usually do on Sundays. And Monday's off. It's a big lab day, so a lot of kids have evening classes, so you can't really practice on Mondays. And then Tuesday, we had another physical practice today. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were in an indoor facility because of the weather, and again, we had to do a split practice, but pads were popping, and our players were very intentional of how they practiced, and they were in there. The pads were hitting, I can tell you that much. much right now.
When you say it's a more physical practice, what is different about it in terms of, are you just talking more full speed in the same kind of drills or different drills? How do you balance that?
Well, we had to go back to our base things we do and done here for a long time, and that's run the football. We able to tackle in defense. And again, it's hard to tackle during the season, so we go in shells or upper pads, and it was a thud tempo drill, but it had to be thudded up with a purpose.
Thud tempo, I like that.
And then we went to the tackling circuit, and again that was full speed with no tackling to the ground. But again, we had to work on throwing our hands, wrapping up, running our feet, and not ducking our heads. So on the offense, again, it was app versus app today. A lot of it was, and we had to line up. This is what we're going to run. This is what you got to stop, and to make sure we fit the gaps the right way and block the right way. So again, we have a plan, and the plan's coming together right now, and we have to make sure we execute it on Saturday.
Unfortunately, you had to announce in your press conference on Monday that Kevin Abrams-Verwain is lost for the season due to the injury that we saw in the game on Thursday. Defense, the whole team, I would imagine, after 2 games in a short amount of time, pretty banged up right now. What's the health factor of this team right now outside of what you mentioned with Kevin?
Yeah, we do have some injuries, but we're not going to use that as an excuse. And Kevin was a big loss to our team. He was a captain, and a kid that really worked his tail off to be in that role. He was a great leader, and again, he was playing well for us at the defensive line. But he had a lower leg injury. He underwent surgery on Friday morning at 8 o'clock. And again, he's still going to be a big part of this program. Again, our players voted him captain, and so he has a responsibility to this team to make sure he does his part and make sure our kids are ready to play on Saturday against Liberty.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because we're still in September. There's a long way to go. There's still 8 more games in the regular season. Is this something where we stick to what we know works as a program, we just have to tighten things up and make things better? Or do you look at maybe there are some significant adjustments we have to make?
We're not going to do a wholesale change. That's for sure. We have to do things better. I can tell you more about it next Tuesday night when we talk. But again, we're going to do what we do, but we have to improve on that part of it. There's no question about that. We have to play. And our kids understand it. We got to coach better. And again, as the head football coach, you don't, when something goes bad, you take responsibility for that, and it all falls on me. And but I know we have a great plan. I know our coach has been working their tails off. Our players came in extra film study yesterday, and again, we're ready to play. We'll be ready to play on Saturday.
They will be ready. They will be ready. And Liberty is the opponent on Saturday. 3:30 is the kickoff in front of another sold-out crowd at the Rock. We will break down our opponent, the Liberty Flames, in detail in the third segment of our show. Up next, we will get to your questions for the coach. So go ahead and get them in Twitter, email, text, and comments on our Facebook live stream as well. We'll get to those in our second segment. Hey, Mountaineers, Alan Tate is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Alan Tate today for all your real estate needs. We're just getting started tonight at River Street Ale House. Come on back for more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after these messages.
City takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
When you think of winning plays, what comes to mind? An unforgettable day in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when a blocked kick made 107,000 false App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in!
More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator who changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you, but first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at the Rock.
You're tuned in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, time to hear more from head coach Shawn Clark and your host, Adam Witten.
Welcome back to the show. We're just getting started here on Mountaineer Talk, live from River Street Ale House. Great crowd on hand. Thank you all for being here after a week off. We're here every Tuesday night. And this Saturday, it's the Mountaineers and the Liberty Flames at 3:30. We'll talk about the opponent in just a little bit. Back here with Coach Clark, his comments powered by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. All right, as we always do at this time every week in our second segment, we open it up to our audience for questions for Coach Clark. Ready to roll?
Let's go.
All right, let's see. Let's start on our Facebook live stream. Got a lot of them firing in here right now. Gina asks, Coach, which game were you able to watch on Saturday? Did you watch any football on Saturday?
I didn't get a chance to watch much football. I tried to be a dad. It was Gianna's homecoming dance, so I really soaked that in a little bit and just been a dad for a day.
All right, and I don't know if I would assume not many people stayed up to watch Liberty and ECU just because it didn't kick off till shortly before 11 p.m., didn't end till 2 a.m., but that's the good thing about getting able to watch tape after that. You don't have to watch it live. You still have plenty of opportunity to break that one down. Tim asks about the opportunity to face Coach Chadwell again after playing him several times when he was at Coastal Carolina. If you had a chance to listen to anything he had to say this week.
A little bit. Again, as you probably will, I'm not much on the internet right now, so I'm not watching much of the internet right now. So, no, it's again, he's a great football coach. He's done a great job at Coastal and wherever he's been, and then he's 17-1, I believe, at Liberty. So, again, good football coach, and again, we have to play our very best of a chance to win on Saturday.
Email question from Reed, mountaineertalk@gmail.com. Coach, wondering if there's anything specific the team is doing to try and come out of the gates with a little more juice, as slow starts have been common the past two games.
Yeah, they are. We have to come out and play faster and start faster, and we've adjusted that in some ways the last couple of weeks. It didn't show this past Thursday night, but again, those have been addressed, and we think we have a very good plan for Saturday.
All right, let's see. This is into our text line, 828-295-2063. For those of us familiar with Chadwell's Coastal teams than we are with Liberty, what should we expect from Liberty's offense, and how is our defense preparing for it?
Yeah, very similar to the Coastal games. Again, it's they have a great quarterback at Coastal. They have a great quarterback at Liberty. So again, there's some triple option offense in there. They are running the more that we call a pin pull scheme, which you're pulling linemen out and it's outside zone with full blocking. So again, they're big up front. I think their right tackle is 6'7", 6'8", 320 pounds, and again, they have the Fenmore kid at center is a kid we recruited that is a really good football player. So again, they have a lot of talent. You look at the running backs, the receivers, the quarterbacks, all across the board. There's a reason why they win so many games right now.
Yeah, the right tackle is Xavier Gray, 6'8", 340 pounds, a junior from the state of Ohio. So that gives you a taste of their size on the offensive line. All right, this is a text question as well as one on our Facebook live stream, so we'll combine them together. How does the weather forecast the potential for rain? We do expect to see some impact. Could be Friday more so than Saturday from the tropical system, potential hurricane coming through the southeast region, but how is that impacting the preparation for Saturday?
Well, according to our weatherman, Jeff Crum, Saturday should be fine if this low spell gets out of here. But again, it rained today. It's supposed to have a little bit of rain tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, but it's supposed to get out of here. So again, we're fortunate we have an indoor facility and go practice inside. So I don't foresee that being a problem on Saturday. If it rains, that's why you go outside when it rains.
All right. Nash on our Facebook live stream says, how do we keep Liberty's offense off the field?
to keep Liberty off the field, we have to play out well on offense ourselves. And again, we have to convert on third downs. And again, you look at Liberty across the front, they're averaging 3rd and 8 as a defense. That's what they're averaging. So again, we have to be able to run the football, have some intermediate throws. And again, we're not going to change what we do, but we have to make sure that we move the chains. And how you do that is be great on third down, and to do that, you'll be good on first and second down.
Trevor asks about the running back room. He asks about the health of the running back room, but I might ask it a different way, which is the rotation in the running back room, which I know has been a little fluid over the last couple of weeks.
No, again, you have to earn your right at every position on our football team, and it's how you practice, how you play. And again, we play the guys that practice well and play well in the game. But all 4 have had a great week of practice thus far, and we'll keep grading them out this week to see who starts.
All right, this question is from John. He says about the missed tackles in the game against South Alabama. What causes that kind of number to occur in terms of the volume of them?
I wish I knew, but we've tackled well for the first 3 games. Like I said, it was like 27 missed tackles in 3 games, and again, that was kind of an anomaly. And all that goes to someone's trying to play too hard. Sometimes instead of just doing your job, you're trying to overcompensate for someone else. And again, that's not something we want to hang our hat on. We're not proud of that, but we have to own it and get better in practice.
Jacob on Facebook Live is asking about Joey Aguilar and the way he's been playing of late.
He's doing well. Again, we'd like to have some of those decisions back, the one pick there at the end zone. But again, I'm all in on Joey. And Joey, he's our quarterback. We'll continue to play Joey, but we have to do a better job around him. And that's receivers, tight ends, and offensive line, protecting better for him, and again, getting open when we have to.
All right, good flood of questions that came in. Appreciate everybody asking theirs, and we'll have more opportunity to ask your questions for our guests later when we have A.J. Howard and Andre Hamilton join the show. Before we break, I want to tell you about our friends over at Mountaineer Mania. They are right here in Boone, over there on King Street. They're alumni-owned and operated by Preston Powell, class of 2001. They are the longest-running team store for 43 years, and they have this really cool. It's totally revamped in there, too. Go check it out if you haven't been in there recently. They've really done a nice job in there to make it very modern, very updated. They've got a hat bar in there that's got the largest selection of App State headwear under one roof and the largest selection of App State Nike products in town. So get yourself geared up for Saturday, whether it's with whiteout gear for Saturday's game or otherwise. Go check out Mountaineer Mania over on King Street. All right, we will continue with more from River Street Ale House, more of Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after this.
It's Appalachian State football. We live every day for Saturdays. Well, and a couple of Thursdays. It's when The Rock is the loudest place on planet Earth, and every fan in the high country reaches for delicious Pepsi all season long. Pepsi picks us up so we can tailgate longer and cheer louder. It refreshes so we can always be a winning, a grinning, and a feeling fine. So grab a Pepsi and roll Nears, proud sponsor of App State football.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Mountaineer football is back, which means it's time to fire up those grills and tailgate. The grilling experts at Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy would like to remind you of a few helpful tips when heading out to your cookout this season. Remember that it's okay to bring your own sauces. Always expect the grill master to provide meat, but bring your own sides and beverages. And last but not least, do not touch the grill. For more grilling tips and to learn more about Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy Tailgater of the Year contest, visit us at gbenergy.com.
Hey fans, this is Wayne Cook, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you'd love to get your podcasts. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We want to hear from you as well. Tweet us using the hashtag Mountaineer Talk. Now let's head back to your host, Adam Witten.
Glad you're along for the ride on this Tuesday night. It is Mountaineer Talk live from River Street Ale House. We've got one more segment here with head coach Shawn Clark. We're going to talk about Saturday's opponent, the Liberty Flames, coming up to Boone for a 3:30 kickoff. 1:30 will be our pregame show. But before we do that, we, of course, have to talk about the official beef of App State football. As we do in this segment, we love to give a shout-out and tell you about all the good things that you can have for your menu, for your home, for your grill from Goddard Family Farms. They feature a premium farm-to-table product, sustainably grown in the heart of the mountains, shipped directly to your door. You and your tailgate can now have the beef that fuels the black and gold on game day. Visit GoddardFamilyFarms.com for all the details on how to hashtag Eat Like a Mountaineer. With a little bit of time over the weekend, did you get a chance to grill up any steaks?
I didn't. I wish I did, but I want to hear about your story with your steak.
Oh, yeah. So you'll be proud. So Friday night, had a rare Friday night at home with the family, kind of like you, and grilled up a steak for myself. My younger son actually enjoys steak, so I split it with him. But it was my first steak I think I ever grilled without a meat thermometer. Wow. And it worked. You know, just did it like to the touch where like the toughness of it, you can tell whether it's rare, or medium inside. And I like mine medium. I'm not a medium rare guy like yourself, but
a little salt and pepper. Is that what you use?
Just salt and pepper. That's
the way
it.
to do it.
You know, you got to get it out of the fridge. Make sure it's at room temperature before you grill it. Put a little salt and pepper on it.
Did you let it rest?
I did. Let it rest for about 5 minutes before cutting into it.
That's good.
It was delicious.
That's good. You got to let your meat rest.
That's right.
Yeah,
you do.
Or else it'll be hard.
Life lessons.
Yep.
Life lessons. All right, let's move on to Liberty. Okay, so going back to what we talked about in our first segment, which is this Liberty offense. How similar is it to what we saw with Jamie Chadwell's offense with Grayson McCall at Coastal Carolina?
Very similar. Probably not as many running plays for the quarterback. But again, it's a triple option theory. Again, they're going to try to attack where they think the open bubble is. So again, it's very complicated. Again, he has answers to if you defend one play, he has answers to other plays. So the key for us to make sure we read our keys. That's going to be most important. But we got to pull our trigger and play fast. When we play fast, get downhill, make tackles. So that's the key to it. But on the flip side, they have really good wide receivers as well. So there'll be sometimes those corners are going to be by themselves, and they have to make a play when their number's called.
All right, let's talk about the quarterback, Caden Salter. He had an outstanding year a year ago. He comes back. He's a junior. He's an original Tennessee transfer from Cedar Hill, Texas. How much of a dual threat is he? Because it doesn't. He seemed like he ran the ball a lot more last year than he is this year. But is he a true dual threat?
He's a true dual threat. He's a really good quarterback. He can beat you with his arms, and when he wants to, he can pull it down and beat you with his feet. So he hasn't ran it as much this year compared to last year, but that capability is there to do. But again, he also, when he pulls it and runs, he can also throw it to wide receivers. So that puts you in conflict sometimes. But again, we have to make sure we're in the right calls and really we have to execute our calls. And once we do that, we'll be fine.
All right, so you mentioned their wide receivers. The guy who had a huge game is the West Virginia transfer who is recovering from an ACL injury last year. He's healthy this year. His name is Reese Smith. He's number 6. Caught 3 touchdowns and 3 impressive touchdowns in the win over ECU. Is he their main threat on offense from a receiver standpoint?
Well, they have 3 really good ones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's the one they used this past Sunday morning when they played. And, but it's, again, he made some spectacular plays. He's really good. He can get open. He knows where the open spots up on the defense, but he can really beat you over the top. Yeah.
What did you notice about when it clicked for them in the ECU games? Because they've also had a little bit of trouble in getting off the slow start. They got down 17-0 to ECU. Could have been worse if not for a missed opportunity after it was 17-0 for ECU. But what flipped for them to come back in that one?
Well, they stayed true to who they were. And again, they made some plays down the field. I think they were 14 for 18 on third down. And that's really getting, what is that, 75%, 80%?
Yeah, it's high.
So, I mean, whenever you're that way on third down, and you move the chains. And they were able to do that later on in the game. And again, they stay true they were. And with the quarterback, the running backs, I mean, again, they got great players, so they can make those kind of plays.
All right, what are we going to see from them on defense?
Multiple look on defense. Again, they're a 3-down, 4-down. They're a high-pressure team, and again, they have really good corners out back there. 2 really good safeties. Their linebackers are very physical, and their D-line, sometimes they can stop the runs by themselves. So again, there'll be a little bit of quarters coverage with 2 high safeties. They'll roll one to the middle of the field, and once you get to the red zone, they're man coverage. So once we work the ball down the field, we got to make sure we have some great concepts to beat man coverage.
How much of a problem is their defensive end, number 3, T.J. Bush?
A really good player. He's a really good player. He's a one-man wrecking ball. So we have to make sure we know where he is, make sure we have a running back backing us up at times. But, again, we have to do our job on the offensive line as well. We can't sit there and always have someone to back us up, but we got to make sure we handle our business on the offensive line and when you're 111th. So whoever that tackle is going against, whichever tackle he's going against, he has to block and give Joey some time to throw the ball down the field.
Let me ask you about offensive line real quick, because we saw a few different combinations on the offensive line. How did that grade out in the South Alabama game as you were trying to mix and match to find a combination that worked?
Well, I think right now Markel's probably playing the best on our offensive line, and so he's doing really well. Our center's playing well, and the other guys are still learning how to play. And again, we wish we could get that done earlier. I thought we would be further along where we are, but they're playing hard. But again, sometimes you have to block the man in front of you. And you can throw the technique out the window. Sometimes you just got to get the job done. Yeah. And those guys have a lot of pride in themselves, and they want to do very well. And Coach Cummings has been working his tail off of those guys to improve, and they are. So I expect a big jump this week.
What's this game ultimately going to come down to on Saturday?
It always comes down to really one thing: can you stop the run? Can you run the football? And that's both sides of the ball. You look at this program. Jamie's over the years he's been the head coach. That's what he's done. He's able to run the football, and then whenever you start creeping down and stop the run with your safety, he's going to beat you over the top. But I'm a true believer you have to win the trenches on both sides of the ball to have a chance to win in college football.
Back to their quarterback for a second. A lot of our fans may not have watched much of Caden Salter, aside from this year, if they've been looking and trying to scout a future opponent. But we've seen a lot of Grayson McCall over the years. And are they similar quarterbacks? How are they different? How would you compare if maybe the only point of reference that we have is Grayson McCall as Jamie Chadwell's quarterback and not Salter?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to compare quarterbacks, but again, there's 2 really good quarterbacks, and the Salter, he's a great, he gets the ball out of his hands so fast, he makes really good decisions. Yeah. So you have to give some different looks on the back end to try and throw the ball to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know that you were really proud. You made it a point after the game on Thursday in your post-game press conference, as tough as it was to come up to the microphone after that game. You made a point on multiple occasions to thank the fans for a sold-out crowd on Thursday night. We've got another sold-out crowd on Saturday. We're going to need that home field advantage.
We will. And again, there's never been an issue with our fans showing up and being loud. And again, I appreciate what you guys do. It gives us a great home field advantage. And again, we want to make sure we make you guys proud. So look forward to see everybody on Saturday at 3:30. It's going to be a great football game at Kid Brewer Stadium. So it's going to be fun.
Go get them.
Thanks, Adam.
Shawn Clark joining us on the program. When we come back, we'll talk to App State alumnus and linebackers coach A.J. Howard. That's when we return to River Street Ale House for more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge after this.
When you think of winning play, Ann Arbor, Michigan, when a blocked kick made 107,000 fall silent, or a tipped Hail Mary turned into a touchdown. These moments are woven into the storied history of App State football. And just like those plays, Blue Ridge Energy knows a thing or two about making winning moves. We're here to power your life with the resources your family needs, offering savings, quick response times, and a reliability rating of over 99%. At Blue Ridge Energy, we've got the game plan to keep you and your loved ones energized.
James River Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer dedicated to a full line of residential, commercial, agriculture, construction, and forestry products in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. With local locations in Wilkesboro, Newton, Statesville, and throughout the Carolinas and Virginia, James River Equipment is right around the corner and there for you. For more information, visit jamesriverequipment.com today.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in! More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
You, nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. high up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
Hey Mountaineer fans, did you know UNC Health Caldwell proudly serves the high country by providing services like women's health, primary and urgent care, cancer care, spine care, urology, and more? When you or a loved one receives care at UNC Health Caldwell, count on compassionate patient-centered care from a skilled team of healthcare providers. For more information on healthcare services from Blowing Rock to Hickory, visit www.caldwellmemorial.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk live on a Tuesday night from River Street Ale House. Our show presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. And a reminder that as you're enjoying your time here at River Street Ale House, make sure that you also get a chance to check out Town Tavern Blowing Rock for a great dining experience. They're open for lunch, dinner, and later. Have 19 flat screen TVs to catch the games. They also boast the largest outdoor dining area in the high country. So make sure you stop by Town Tavern Blowing Rock on your next trip to the high country. I'm Adam Witten. Welcome back to the show, and please give it up for our next guest making his first appearance of the season, App State alumnus A.J. Howard. How you doing, man?
Good, you?
I'm good. You got the fam here tonight, right?
Yep, in the building.
Yeah, hanging out. What are we eating tonight? What's on the menu?
I think we got 24 wings coming. Lemon pepper and smoky honey mustard.
What'd you get for the rest of them?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, look, man, we talked to Kevin Abrams for Wayne after practice one day, and he said when the defensive line comes here to eat wings, 24 is the standard.
Yeah.
Per person.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Eric McDaniel.
The D-line
That's
coach.
a big paycheck.
All right, very good, man. All right, so tell us a little bit about you're no longer new to the whole coaching thing. You were somewhat fresh into it when we visited with you last year, but differences from last year to this year for you in being now in the coaching realm.
Yeah, just another year of growth. A lot of stuff you don't know until you've experienced it and done it, and a lot has happened in the past, call it a year and a half, so I've been able to grow and develop as a coach and see some things that I hadn't saw before. So it's been good.
So you're coaching, and let's make sure, because I think I need some education on this as well. You're the outside linebackers coach, but how does the star position fit into your repertoire, or does it? Full-time star position coach, and the dogs are the position halfway. Yeah, so I work with them half the time, and then Coach McDaniel work with the other half. How do you? Okay, so and that makes sense because the dog position is a pass rusher in a lot of ways, so there's a lot of those defensive line tendencies. How do you coach two what seem like totally separate positions?
Yeah, I think a lot is very separate, you're right, but a lot of stuff in football is the same. Using your hands, getting off blocks, making tackles, coverage, all that stuff's the same. And then there's some pass rush stuff that Coach McDaniels coaches them up on. Yeah,
so Coach Clark was telling us a little bit about how from last Thursday, the practices so far have been super physical. What have you noticed from your standpoint?
Yeah, I'd agree 100%. I think we've been really physical, especially this week, starting with Sunday since we added a day this week. And we've done a good job honing in on that and making sure that that's the key part of the game this week is physicality.
So when you were playing here, you were a very physical player at that safety position. Not that you missed a lot of tackles, but when you have a situation like that where you know what, we're just not making stops, whether it's not wrapping up or out of position, whatever the case may be. From your experience as a player, what was the key to making sure that you were following your fundamentals and making sure to get guys to the ground?
Yeah, we talk about it as a D staff all the time. Most of it's about want to. And when you tackle, it's about want to, being physical, putting your hat on somebody, bending your knees, having your chin up, striking and wrapping. That's just all part of it, and most of it is just want to.
Yeah, so the physical part is you got to have a mentality then, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what were the most physical practices for you, and how key is it to making sure, like, there's a balance, right? We asked Coach Clark about this. There's a balance between recovery and physicality. You got to make sure your body recovers, right? But you also have to maintain that consistent physicality so it can translate into the game. How tough is that balance?
It's tough, and I think we all believe as a staff that Saturdays can't be the toughest day of the week. It's got to be Tuesdays and Wednesdays when we got shoulder pads on and able to get after each other a little bit. So that Saturday is almost kind of easy. The icing on the cake for it all.
Yeah. How quickly were you guys able to flush that one away? I mean, we hear about the 24-hour rule all the time, but with a game like that, how quickly is that one put behind you?
You got to do it immediately. You cannot take it into the next week because then it can just be a trickle-down effect. I think the guys understood what the problems were last week. We've got them fixed, and now we're excited for the opportunity ahead.
And where does the resilience come from? Where does that come from for guys to be like, you know what? I don't think anybody's concerned about the fact that, hey, we know this team's going to bounce back. It is woven into the culture of this program to be resilient, to get up when you get knocked down. How quick does that happen?
I think it happens super quick. Like you said, it's in the culture. This place is built off toughness, and that's what it's always been at App State. And these kids are resilient, so I think they'll bounce back fast.
And you guys as coaches, you never worry about that, right?
Yeah, I don't think we ever flinch as a coaching staff, and I think that's big. The players see us. They don't see any worry or anything like that. They see us ready to go.
You come out for that Sunday, that next practice on that Sunday, and how much energy, how much pep do guys have in their step at that point?
A lot. Yeah, because they're ready to go prove themselves this week.
This program, and you know as a former player, this program is always at its best when it has something to prove, right?
Right. No doubt.
How much did you feel that when you were a player, and how much did that motivate you?
Yeah, I think it gets lost sometimes because we did win a lot of games when I was here, but we also did lose a few, and our best games always came after those losses because those guys were hungry and ready to go.
Yeah, they're itching to get back on that field on Saturday. Sure. All right, A.J. Howard is our guest. He's joining us for one more segment after this, and we'll get to some of your questions. If you have questions for A.J. Howard, former player, now coach of the outside linebackers and the star position. He does a little bit of everything on that defensive side of the football. Go ahead and fire him away. Hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter, email, text. You can leave them in our comments section on our Facebook live stream as well. We'll return to River Street Ale House for more of Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after these messages.
Takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
It's Appalachian State football season when I becomes we, and we live every day for Saturdays. Well, and a couple of Thursdays. It's when the Rock is the loudest place on planet Earth, and every fan in the high country reaches for delicious Pepsi all season long. Pepsi picks us up so we can tailgate longer and cheer louder. It refreshes so we can always be a winning, a grinning, and a feeling fine. So grab a Pepsi and roll Nears, proud sponsor of App State football.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you know where to find tasty country gourmet foods, sauces, and fixins that are perfect for your tailgate meal? Are you looking for outerwear to stay warm and dry at the game? Do you need to find a thoughtful gift for a good friend? Well, get Yosef to the Mass General Store before the game, after the game, the next time you're in town, or anytime online. Mass Store's friendly staff looks forward to seeing you in person or at massstore.com soon. The Mass Store has been a destination for Mountaineers since 1883.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They are America's most trusted remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk live on a Tuesday night. We are coming to you from River Street Ale House in Boone every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Our guest is A.J. Howard. He is a defensive assistant. He is a former App State safety, playing back until the 2017 season. Had some time in the NFL as well. Tell the folks about your experiences in the NFL, including a little hardware you got, right?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, man. Not a lot of people get that opportunity, and I try to take the bull by the horns with that and just take it as long as it lasted for me, and was able to kind of push that into a scouting career within the NFL and kind of just get a professional thing going. It was good, man.
Yeah, so you got a Super Bowl ring, right?
Yep.
Where is it right now?
I don't think I can say that. I'm not allowed to. My wife knows.
We'll do it off the air.
Yeah.
Off the air, where it's not in the public domain.
Right.
All right. Let me ask you a little bit about the young man that we're going to visit with here in just a minute. Andre Hamilton was voted a captain this year. He plays the star position, but a lot of people have seen him make an impact on special teams. We're excited to get to know him a little bit here tonight, but what can you tell us as a little bit of an appetizer?
Just as a person, I think Andre is super smart, super humble, willing to do whatever it takes, man. His role last year for us was special teams, and he majored in that role. It was a big deal for him, and that's why he's a captain now.
Yeah, we're really excited to talk to him in just a little bit. Got some questions coming in on our Facebook live stream. This is from Patrick. AJ, what is your favorite App State memory?
Favorite App State memory? Gosh, Lee, I'm trying to hold you up too long here. Favorite App State memory?
Got a lot to choose from. You got some good ones.
Every single bowl game we've won since when I was here. We won 3 of them. Only had 3 opportunities because of the first year, obviously. So each bowl game was all different, and all of them were dogfights except the last.
Except the last. Yeah, we remember the one in 2017.
Yeah.
That first one had to be special, though.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
Especially coming all the way back.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Neil asks, Coach, how did you deal with the coaching situation after playing? Was it a feeling of missing something being on the sidelines versus on the field? What was the transition like?
Yeah, I think you always miss being on the field. If you truly love the game of football, once it's done, you don't want to be done with it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And the easiest way to get back into it was at Louisville as a GA with Scott Satterfield, who I played under, and he was more than welcoming. So that was my kind of welcome to the coaching life.
Yeah. How much recruiting? You guys got a chance to go out and do some recruiting last week, right, with that Open Friday. What are you looking for when you're trying to find the next grade, whether it's a linebacker or otherwise? What are you looking for specifically?
Yeah, I think when looking at high school kids, it's almost positionless. You want to go out there and get the best football players for App. Kids that are App kids, we mean that from a personality and character standpoint, but good football players to start with, and then we'll place them when they get here where they may need to be.
Yeah. All right, tell us about what you were going to see on Saturday with this Liberty team, specifically on offense. That's where your focus is, and we know there's some similarities to what we saw when Jamie Chadwell was at Coastal Carolina with Grayson McCall. But this is going to be a challenge on Saturday with this offense, right?
Yeah, no doubt. They got a great head coach who's also calling the plays. He's super smart, has evolved a lot since Coastal. The quarterback's really good, can make all the throws, can get out of the pocket when he needs to. The running back's good, downhill thumper, and the receivers are good also. So we got our work cut out, but I think we're ready.
How much eye candy will they use on offense? A lot of that pre-snap motion type of stuff.
A good bit of it. I would say not as much as it was at Coastal, just off the hoof, but enough to where you got to be disciplined with your eyes and be in the right spots.
And the position that you played, safety, it was so critical because to not be distracted by that eye candy. How do you try to teach that to guys? Because it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do that on the field and not get distracted by what's happening either pre-snap or right after the ball is snapped.
Yeah, I think every position has their rules, and within every coverage or within every call on defense, you have rules, and they have to sustain you no matter what happens, no matter what motions happen or any adjustments, things like that. You have to have rules that are set forward to where you can make a play on anything.
Yeah. I know depth has been a big topic of conversation with this team and the position groups that you have. There is a ton of depth at the dog position, at the star position, the rotation element of it, the ability to move guys back in and not lose much of a step. that's a luxury that I don't know if we've had to this level. We've always had depth, but this level seems to be different, is it?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's what makes the football team good is you got depth, which means you got competition.
Yeah.
And not everybody can play. Only 11 people can play on the field at one time. So when you got 15 to 20 guys all trying to get on the field, it's going to help us out.
All right, man. Well, we are looking forward to see how the team bounces back on Saturday. We know these physical practices that you guys have been in or anything that is if it's a harbinger of what's to come on Saturday, we should be in for a treat. So,
yep, excited.
Good to see you, man. AJ Howard joining us on the program. Hey, future Mountaineers, if you're enrolled in one of App State's 9 partner community colleges, you can seamlessly transition to App State after you complete your associate degree. This program includes guaranteed admission, dedicated advising, and coordinated financial aid programs. Check it out at aspire.appstate.edu. Our player guest, Andre Hamilton, joins the show in just a moment. We'll return to River Street Ale House for more Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge right after this.
More and more Mountaineers Go Modern at Modern Ford of Boone. When you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online, or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. For your next vehicle, Go Modern. Get started at modernfordofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
From the training room to the sideline to the goal line, App Ortho has you covered. Performing advanced hip, knee, shoulder, and back surgery in Boone, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Call 828-386-2663 to schedule your appointment or visit apprhs.org.
Reaches the ball out, and he's in! More coverage of Mountaineer football after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
App State's top-ranked online MBA is designed for you. It's a flexible, accredited, part-time program that works with your busy schedule and allows you to earn your MBA in 2 years. Learn online from the same faculty who teach on campus with the unmatched personalized interaction and support we're known for at Appalachian. Your App State MBA is within reach, wherever you are in life. Take the next step. Apply today for spring, summer, or fall admission at appstate.edu.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Felder, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way through the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your favorite podcast. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk live on Tuesday night from River Street Ale House here in Boone. Our player guest is coming up in just a moment. This segment brought to you by Alumni Hall, the official online store of App State Athletics. Shop the latest and largest selection of App State apparel, hats, Yeti, and all your tailgating gear by visiting Alumni Hall on King Street or shop anytime at appstatesports.com or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, the ultimate Mountaineer shopping destination. All right, give it up for our player guest, captain on this year's team, Andre Hamilton. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Great to have you on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There we go. All right, so I got to start with just I love getting these stories of when guys find out that they get named a captain, right? So take us into as much of the detail as you can recall about when you found out you were going to be a captain on this year's team.
Yeah, it was wild. We had a team meeting, and we all voted as players to pick captains. And just sitting in that meeting, I didn't really expect too much. I didn't think I would be chosen to be captain. And Coach Clark announced me last, and it was just a great feeling.
So you were the last one that got announced.
Yes, sir.
Did you have any idea, any inkling?
No idea, honestly. But I'm super thankful that my teammates chose me.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in the star position now, and we were talking a little bit during the commercial break about, so you're from Concord. Where'd you play your high school ball?
I played at J.M. Robinson High School.
And did you play against anybody that currently also suits up for the black and gold?
Yeah, I actually played with my teammate, Avarion Cole.
Okay.
And also, he's in my position room, so.
How did that go in high school?
Not too well for me, honestly. We weren't too good, but for him, it's different. It's a different story for him.
So you said you played safety in high school.
Yes, sir.
How much different is the star position that you're playing now to what you were used to in high school?
So in high school, playing safety, you really just get a better feel and better, you just let things come to you more. You're deeper, and it's not as instinctual as star position. So star, you just got to react and go.
Yeah. What is your typical assignment as somebody in that star position? Are you manning up on somebody? Are you in an area? Does it depend on whatever the call is or what the personnel grouping is? How would you define what, if there is such thing as a typical assignment for the star position? How would you describe that?
Yeah, so week to week is different with game planning. We either are in the fit or we're out, typically. Could be man up. Coach likes to send us sometimes off the edge, so yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we've heard Coach Clark's perspective. We've heard A.J. Howard's perspective, but they're on the sidelines. As a player, putting on those pads, putting on that helmet in the practices since the South Alabama game, how physical have these practices been? How would you put that into words?
It's been very physical. We definitely need it, and everybody's just itching to get back. So we know what it's going to take to, come back and be successful. So practices have definitely went up a notch.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself outside of football. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing when you between football and classes and all that stuff? There's not a ton of free time, but when you do get a little bit of it, what do you enjoy?
I love going bowling.
Bowling? Okay.
I love going bowling. I'm not sure. I would give them a shout out. I forgot what that bowling alley is called. I think it's
High Country Lanes?
High Country Lanes. I love that place. Every Wednesday, bowling night.
Bowling night.
Yes,
you guys did a big team bowling outing during fall camp, right? Mm-hmm. How did that go?
Great for me.
Great for you.
Are you
what is your thing? Give us a number here. Like what's a good score for you?
I range from like 150 to 170, so I'm not too crazy, but
pretty good.
Pretty solid.
What's the highest you've ever achieved?
I think 180 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you like spinning the ball? Are you straight ahead?
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. What kind of pound are we talking? What poundage are we talking about? 12 pounds. So you're going something that you can really get some steam on.
Yep.
Because I know 12 is probably light for you, so you're putting some heat on that thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we got a bowler, and I mean, I got to imagine that there's some similarity there. There's some comparison there in terms of knocking down some bowling pins and then what it feels like to make a good hit on a football field. It's like, I don't know, you don't get the same sensation, but
nah, definitely
when you hit those
good.
Pins just right, you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's good feeling.
I'm really laid into those things.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're just getting started with Andre Hamilton. If you have questions for our captain on the defense and on special teams, he's a very significant contributor on special teams as well. Go ahead and fire away. We've got one more segment with him coming up in just a moment. We'll continue with more from River Street Ale House as we roll on with Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after this.
Mountaineer Talk postgame is presented by Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, your high country football headquarters. Our great food and drink specials are available throughout the week. Visit us every Thursday for our famous wing night, Mondays for taco night, and Tuesdays for half-price pizzas. Then, as always, we will have all the games on our high-def TVs for a weekend full of football. Come see us at Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, or visit our newest location, Town Tavern of Banner Elk.
For over 54 years, Greystone Eye's mission has been to preserve the gift of sight and improve lives one patient at a time. Their highly trained team of 15 board-certified ophthalmologists and optometrists includes 8 fellowship-trained subspecialists. They provide the Lincolnton, Hickory, Lenore, and Boone communities with the highest quality eye care possible. So no matter where or how you're viewing the game, Greystone Eye has you covered. Schedule your visit at 828-322-2050 or at greystoneeye.com.
It is great to be a Mountaineer.
The home of the Mountaineers. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Vesco Toyota Lift, family owned and operated, has been the exclusive Toyota forklift distributor serving Western North Carolina for over 40 years. Vesco's service department has the experience to keep your equipment running safely and efficiently. Let Vesco's team of local and resident technicians go to work for your business. We open at 6 a.m. and offer 24/7 emergency service. Vesco rents forklifts, scissor lifts, boom lifts, scrubbers, trailer spotter, burden carrier, and 4-directional combi lifts. Vesco has you covered. Call us today at 1-800-951-3131 or visit us online at vescoforklifts.com. Give your business a big lift today.
Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is an App State alumni-owned full-service geotechnical engineering, environmental, construction materials testing, and special inspections consulting firm based in Hickory. Maintaining pace with the latest technology and developments allows us to provide cost-effective services. The high number of returning clients reflect their confidence in our staff and our ability to provide quality results. Visit us at cvet.net to learn more. Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a few more minutes left in our program. Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and we're visiting with Andre Hamilton. Game on Saturday against Liberty, 3:30 is the kickoff. We want to extend a special thank you to First Horizon Bank and Blue Ridge Energy for their sponsorship of Saturday's game against the Flames. We appreciate their continued support of App State Athletics. All right, I got one more bowling question for you before we move on to some other topics. If you're out there, I know this isn't necessarily pertain to you because you're a good bowler, but if you got someone out there that's not a good bowler, and I'm not going to mention any names, I'm not going to betray any confidences of what you told me during the break in terms of who's not a good bowler, but what is your philosophy on bumpers for somebody who's not a good bowler?
Can't go bumpers.
Can't use bumpers.
No way.
Do we have agreement in the audience on that? Yeah, okay. A lot of people nodding their head out there. You can't go bumpers, right? The only way you're going to learn is try to avoid those gutters, right?
Right.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. If you weren't playing safety, what position would you want to play? Or star position, I guess I would say. Star position / safety.
Probably running back.
Why is that?
I just like being physical.
Being physical.
I just like the physical part of the game, so.
Yeah, okay. On Saturday, what's your favorite part of, not necessarily the game? I mean, I know the game is one thing, but what is a pre-game routine like for you, getting ready for the game? Any habits, any superstitions, anything that you have to make sure you do on a game day?
Yeah, not too crazy. I just like to listen to music. Just thinking about visualizing like what I'm gonna do on the field, on the Mountaineer walk. Just thinking about all the people who got me here, and right before the game, just be thankful and just embrace the moment.
Yeah. So special teams, I mentioned, is an area where you've made a significant impact. Tell us about what special teams means to you in terms of your philosophy and what's in your head when that kickoff is going down and they're returning it and you're trying to go down there and make a play. How are you approaching that?
So special teams is just effort. So every time you get on the field, whether it's special teams, defense, offense, you just go your hardest, but especially in special teams because it's just something that not everybody wants to do and not everybody takes pride in, and I take pride in it. So on that first kickoff or kickoff return, it's me versus you. It's one-on-one. So, yeah.
Forcing the fumble on Georgia Southern's kick return last year, where does that moment rank for you?
That was a good feeling.
Yeah.
Probably, That's probably one. Yeah, definitely top for me. Yeah.
Better than like a turkey in the bowling alley or something.
Oh, for sure. Nothing could top that moment.
All right. So it's one thing to be physical in practice. It's another thing to make sure that it translates on the field. What's the key to making sure that what you guys are doing this week translates onto the field on Saturday?
Just, having that want, in practice, we go hard every single day. And then in the game, you're supposed to, want to make those plays that come to you. So just the want and the effort.
Yeah. Well, Andre, continued success to you. We look forward to watching you guys play on Saturday. Congratulations on being named a captain, man. It was really good to visit.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Andre Hamilton joining us on the show. All right, that's going to do it for this week's program. We appreciate everybody being here tonight at River Street Ale House. We'll be back with you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock following the Liberty game, as the Mountaineers will jump back into conference play next week. But 3:30 kickoff, App State, Liberty, whiteout game, sold-out crowd. Should be a lot of fun. The weather should be cleared out by Friday night. We should have a great Saturday on hand for another Mountaineer home game in front of an outstanding crowd at the Rock. Our broadcast will begin at 1:30 p.m. right here on the Appalachian Sports Network. So until we talk to you Saturday from the Rock and next Tuesday right back here at River Street Ale House, have a great night. Thanks for listening to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge.
Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Hey Mountaineers, Allen Tate Realtors is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Allen Tate today for all your real estate needs. Pepsi, grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. The proceeding is